themes in A Christmas Carol really touch on the true meaning of the holidays, regardless of what religion you may be associated with or not. The spirit of the holidays, I think, really comes out in a very clear way with this story. So it's worth spending time with.
It's good to have tradition. I think if we don't have traditions, then what is there to hold on to? Where are those anchors in our daily life, in our community life? So this is an anchor for us.
And it's just a great celebration. It's a community event. I know with schools coming, if they've read the story and they haven't seen it come to life on stage, that's really exciting. And I think it's just a great reminder. And no production is exactly the same. I know that Northern Stage in its new space, it's going to be a little bit different. And then the other big thing for me is families coming. I think it's really great. It's the kind of thing that could be an event. Go out to eat afterwards, go out before, sing along to the songs. There's so much music and dancing. I just think it's a great way to party.
Are you kidding me? This story is so pertinent to today. I mean, it's a story about the triumph of love and charity and hope over greed and penury and distrust. I mean, it's a story that every person can find really the love within their own lives, within their own hearts. It's really a beautiful story, and it's what everyone needs today more than ever. You couldn't ask for a more amiable person than Peter Hackett. I mean, he's first of all, he laughs no matter how many times he's seen it, which is a joy to someone who's in a show. He makes you believe that you're actually going to be funny and good in a play, and he's just so supportive in everything you do.
How's it working with Peter? Well, it's a joy. Peter's very generous with allowing the actor to explore the scene, explore a moment, and then gently guides you into a really, really poignant moment, and he's just fun to be with.
Well, I've never played a doll because the Spirit of Christmas Past is a doll. And Betty's fun because she is the doll vendor. There's 3 vendors in the play. And Betty is sweet and kind and can't pay her bills. And so she gives Scrooge a doll. And the doll, I transform and become the doll. And I just love the physical life that I'm working on.
How innocent and how hopeful he is, I think, and how joyful he is. Even in the midst of terrible tragedy of losing his son, he still has hope, and he still sees the future with hopeful eyes. I think that's what I like about it.
Yeah, well, playing 2 different characters. I'm playing Belle, which is Scrooge's young love, and then also Fred's wife, Fred is Scrooge's nephew and his wife. And so I think there's a lot of kindness in both of the characters, but I appreciate, and I'm still working through sort of the differences, and they're 2 very different people. One of them in a relationship that is not working, and the other in a relationship that really, really is working, and so how they respond to those 2 things, I think how the different characters respond to those different environments is interesting to me and something that I'm thinking about.
Well, actually, this feels very personal to me. I had a cousin who was 99 years old, and in the last 3 or 4 years of his life, I took care of him. And he was the meanest, most miserly, Scrooge-like person you'd ever meet. And he rarely said hello to me. He never thanked me for any of the things I did. And we had some huge fights public fights in restaurants because he was feisty, and so am I. After a large, pretty big blowout at his apartment, he got pneumonia. He was in the hospital, and I went to see him, and he was glad to see me. I mean, I could tell on his face. And I told him, of course I was there to see him because I loved him. And the reason I paid attention to him was because I loved him. And he told me he loved me too. So I feel that even at the latest date possible, he was 99 years old, almost going to be 100, you can always find love and forgiveness if you look for it.